day, at least here in Group B, will begin to unfold immediately with so much action. So many kills all over the place. In here, Crowseen funny enough with the turn right now with a sniper play. Let's see if he can actually have an impact. So far, not going to be the case for him. It's going to be his allies trying to push through. Not going to be possible just yet. And a great couple of seconds to begin for Newgen.
Yeah, it's a solid start, I will say. If Newgen did want to take the wind out of the sails of Amigos off the back of their victory, the clean P1 would be a way to do it. It's all about that rotation in for P2. Watch for teams as we start to get towards the back points of this hill. Just push towards Lambo. If you're looking at the map, that's going to be off in the southwest corner. And Jez is already on that rotation, looking to play through the backline. If he gets to lobby here, he will flip the spawns, and he does, as we see Seppuku spawn out towards Tim. But it's not clean, it's all over the place.
It's not clean, that's for sure. Now, in point number 2, there's only one player alive, and he was immediately obliterated. That was Marvel. Not really having an impact in here, and the spawns are definitely not there for Newgen. That's a great transition, but a quick double, triple now kill for Viper with a Quadra using this Tempest, and a 5th kill. No one can stop him, already ramping up all of those utilities thanks to the Tempest. Yes, he gets killed, but he secures so much time for his squad.
Incredible operator uses the walls of the building to separate those fights into ones and gives him some clean kills. Predator in from Viper will get yet more work done for him on spades. And up to 12 if you're Viper. Make it 13 as he checks back, slides around, and delivers a deadly blow. Amigos will continue to hit that back line. They have the spawns. The thing is, for Newgen Ninjas here, they only really need to play for the next wave, and then they can start that rotation over. That being said, there's been a spawn out here for spades. It's red, it's cut down, 3 in the feed. Newgen Ninjas looking hot to get us going.
It took over 40 seconds for the side of Amigos to contest point number 2, and eventually they lost control yet again. That's 67-14, a great start of game number 1 for the side of Newgen. And it seems like although it was Amigos who picked this map, well, Newgen have done their job at correcting the mistakes as you were talking about. They made sure that they were not falling onto the same issues back to back. And for that reason, well, they are going deeper and deeper into success here now with an over 60-second lead.
It has been dominant so far from the Indian roster. But well, we've seen this Brazilian team, this Latam squad, they won't settle for much less than standing up tall, proud, and contesting this. But it's where it's going to come from. Looking to those numbers towards the top right, only one player on double digits. Make that 2 as Sweetwell finally finds his way in. It feels like he's probably the guy who has to step up. We've seen him do it against Animus. We've seen the firepower he possesses. If you're going to stop Newgen Ninjas and the 16 out of Viper right now, feels like he's the man that his teammates are looking toward.
And right here, a nade is going to finish with his life, none other than Viper, who then follows through with a weapon kill onto Spades, immediately rotates for the next area, has another Tempest, and that's exactly why he's taking out for a road. The PEM is going to be used, going to cause a lot of uncomfortable situations for the side of Amigos. And, well, Newgen capitalizing on the usage of the operators through Smoke Marvel, just shooting a few shots, making sure no one's over there. He gets spotted at a distance by Spades with another death machine. Great bounce back for the side of Amigos. A little bit of damage onto Viper. A double kill for Fran, who tries to clean up this area. Not going to be successful just yet, but now he is with a double kill for Jess in the retake for Newgen.
Viper did so well through that, by the way. It just pops the Tempest top halls, and it means that no reinforcements can come in through the top side and in through middle. Complete control lets you focus on one side of the map, and then he also pushes into office to squeeze that. Does a great bit of work to ensure his team clear that 100-point marker cleanly. However, Amigos, they invested a lot as well to try and get some momentum back into this fight, and Rafa's up to 19 kills, so he's on a bit of a passage right now. Warden will find 2. It's a bit of a back 4. It's an instant transition from here to 1. It's a stone's throw, basically, so you don't want to die here. You want to wipe your opponent off and quickly move over.
And I mean, this heavily speaks volumes on the side of Newgen. Let's be reminded, Marvel, according to his own words, this is not their best game mode, and so far they are very comfortable, at least for the time being. This is barely early on to make a call, but they definitely are filling themselves in here with Viper, with already with 25 kills, and just being that very polyphacetic player, you know, making sure that he's getting the kills, he's interrupting rotations, he's getting inside of the hill as well, just making sure that he is doing as much as he can. Something similar to what we saw Suiwa do, and although he is getting a lot of kills, talking about Suiwa, he's not having that same impact.
Yeah, when it came to Viper, the conversations around him, I wanted to see it. Is this guy everything that they make him out to be? Well, it sure as hell looks like it as he approaches nearer to 30, and we're only at the start of our second rotation. Big lead gained by Newgen Ninjas, also off the back of his incredible work. We will get a bit of a bloodbath back and forth here for P1, but it's all about this rotation. It's Jez locking down Lobby. It's a swimmer in Fran, I believe, who squeezes up towards Rock, does a great job. He's eventually found in the end, but it's going to just pause any pressure that was coming through, slow them. And Jez through the middle of the map as well. Just means that you're trapped in a bit of a bottleneck, a cross box, and you are slaughtered. Viper now with the tempers, hits a beauty as he drops out, a bit of a fadeaway, up close and personal, and does enough. 132 to 62 on the board. But let me tell you, it feels like a hell of a lot more than that, because Newgen Ninjas are flowing right now.
Jesus, it almost does not make sense how good Viper has been playing, and I can say the same thing about Jess in here, just having so much to say in this matchup. Nearly 100-point gap, and in here it's hurting more and more onto the side of Amigos. They are trying their hardest to actually keep things under control, but the control is out of their hands, out of their reach. They are trying to rotate in here, but it just feels like they're always late to something.
It does feel like they're chasing, always having to react rather than dictate their own game. Suiwa will find two at least towards lobby side, but it's just trying to cut off a rotation. The thing is, the spawn's flipping. It's a case of, well, how much are you doing here at this point? What's the pressure rewarding you with? Spades doesn't get much with the death machine either. Marvel will shut him down. Suiwa with the Tempest has got to go big, finds one. Teammates go big at the front as well. You start to surround this 10 points. Suiwa, can you find the kills around Arch? Jez first to be cleaned up there. Fran's going to try and counter with the War Machine, but it's answered, and Suiwa does his thing. 4-4, and can that be what Amigos build off the back of and try and get a semblance of a hold in this game?
You definitely need to translate those kills onto time, and that's what they're doing, at least for the time being. 20 seconds left, and they are trying to defend. There's Sapuka with a kill, with a double, going for the triple. There's going to be Alice to help him out. That's another knock there for Crossine. Great job done here on the last few seconds of the hill. Amigos trying to stay afloat in here, trying to reach the 100-point mark. There's still 7 seconds left, and that is going to be sweet, sweet time for them. But there's still a long way to go. 176 to 99. The advantage is there, is solid, is heavily in favor of Newgen Ninja. So what else is there to say now for Amigos as they try to move on to the next hill?
Well, what you got to do is build off the back of that and not let Newgen Ninjas into rock side. Marvel's already going to be here, and he's just slapping everyone with bullets as they come in through the door. He doesn't get a lot of kills for it, but it makes them all very weak. Viper's going to be there with a Tempest, gets two, plays with the SMG up close. Crozen answers very well with the War Machine. Two himself. Predator Missile's going to come in from Spades, and it actually Crozen's unfortunate to fall to his own War Machine there. Close range blast going to go off, and it's too close. And that gives Newgen Ninjas a route in. And all they need to do, if you are the Newgen Ninjas, just continue to chip away. It does not need to be clean or pretty. You have already picked yourself up a sizable lead.
That's right, and in here, very much a back and forward fight for the control of this hill. It's going to end up being, for the last few seconds, seemingly in favor of Amigos. There's going to be an extra push getting down there. A good nade for Garden. Still not going to be enough. 4 seconds left, and that is going to be us going back onto point one, and another triple kill for Viper with already 40 bomb.
Yeah, Viper's having himself a game when his team needed it most to get them to Saturday. He's starting off hot. Gonna get immediately on the run there with the gloves out and pushes for office control. He will be traded, but every time he seems to be the player cutting off the reinforcements, cutting off the support network. It means his boys at the front can do great things, and Jez finds two with the Sparrow to kind of emphasize that point. Rafa finds a counter just in time. So he was going to pop the Tempest here. It feels like he's got to go big. We saw him go huge towards Tin earlier on. It's got to be his moment, really. Everyone else will fall around him, so it's truly on him. Beautiful little two-piece to read the player coming up lobby side. Diving the point now. Just keeping his team, just almost dragging them into the fight to try and keep it close, but it's a nearly 80-point lead for Newgen Ninjas off to Lambo, and you've got to break in through the front if you do not set yourself up properly for these back spawns.
Everybody on the side of Amigos are trying to go inside of the hill, but it's going to be close. It's going to be close. 215, 132 for Amigos. And inside of the hill, there's Rafa with a double, going to be executed with a double kill now for Garden. Garden trying to get inside. Yet another Tempest for Viper, who seemingly is just taking so many uses of that operator, causing so much damage. There's Fran with the War Machine. There's also Marvel with the Death Machine. And this is just pure pain in the side of Amigos. Newgen with a complete possibility to close it up in point number 2. This Lambo feels like sweet, sweet victories. Let's see if they can actually clutch it up in this one.
The equalizer is going to be the answer for Rafa. He finds 2. Can you get the 3rd? The answer's no. Warden cuts him down from the backside. You spin, you turn, you burn, you find 2. It's pinstripe feed. You will see Amigos continue to throw everything at this. It must be the kitchen sink. Don't leave it all on the table at all. Predator missile going to come over the top from Fran. He's going to look off to cut off the reinforcements. Finds the kills. However, you can give this up if you're Newgen Ninjas. You do not need to continually send. And, well, around about now, you can still win it technically, but it must be perfect. Find the first 2, the first 3 from Jez. There's 4, there's 5. Amigos wiped from the board. Newgen Ninjas will close it out here in map 1. Hacienda blood drawn, and it will be the same old story from the first time these two met. The hard point goes the way of the Indian roster.
That's right. Great job done, and even more solidified strategy on the side of Newgen, might as well add. It seems like although the side of Amigos are the ones who just finished off a match, they kept hot, you know. They made sure that when they were backstage, they were just making their gameplay continue to be clean. Look at all those numbers, all those kills. I would like to question how many Tempests did Viper had. I feel like it was like, what, 5, 6? Was he like stealing them from somewhere? I didn't even know what was going on.
Scooping them from bodies, the corpses of his enemies for sure. Had himself a game. I feel like we talk so much about him, but he deserves it. He earns it with performances like that, considerably up in the kill death column. But it's the impact of those. I feel so often, again, there was a moment where he pops his Tempest, and we talk about Slayers, and what they often do is go on the hunt for kills. And sometimes they can be a bit egregious of finding kills that make no impact. What he did was he slowed down, waited, bought time. If I just sit here, I control the entirety of the middle of the map. My guys can just focus the front, and it's easy. And it's moments like that, it's decisions like that separate you from being a great player to being one of the best in the world.
Absolutely.
And stepping up to push your